Hi everyone, it's Marcy Denning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southwestern Ontario, Canada, and I'd like to thank you for pressing play on today's video. Today I am sharing an adorable card with you that uses the Friendly Gnomes, which sadly is not carrying over. It is retiring with this spring catalog. So I want to remind you about the last chance products from the annual catalog as well as the mini catalog. They are while supplies last. The discounts do not come into effect until Tuesday, April the 4th. So just be aware of that. Tuesday, April 4th is when the discounts apply. However, if you wait for the discount, it might be sold out. Things are selling out quickly. Okay, please use this month's host code when shopping my online store on all orders under $200. When your order reaches $200, you earn your own rewards, and that is 10% of whatever your total is before tax and shipping. So don't use the code because I want you to get your own rewards. All of the measurements as well as the supply list will be found over on my blog afterwards. It will be in the description box below. Please give me a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. So, like I said, we're using the Friendly Gnomes. This is not carrying over. As well as the gnome dies. These are not carrying over either. So these dies coordinate with the Kindest Gnomes stamp set that was in the holiday mini. So if you've already got that, this is the perfect addition so that you can have gnomes for all year round. As well as I'm using the Biggest Wish stamp set. This is carrying over, and this is my adorable card. Really cute and simple. My paper is the Regency Park. Like I said, everything will be found over on my website. I also want to remind you that the Stamparatus is retiring. It is my go-to tool for using when I am doing multiples or using a big background stamp. So that means this grid paper is retiring as well. All right, because we're coloring with Stampin' Blends, I am inking up with the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And I'm just going to stamp my cute little gnome here. And we are done with that. But I want this to dry before I come at it with my blends. And I need my circle. This is from the Stylish Shapes. And I'm using Shaded Spruce. Now we are in a color refresh as well. So check my blog post. I have listed, I've mentioned it a few times now, of the colors that are not carrying over because we've got brand new colors coming. All right, so Shaded Spruce is sticking around. It is a great green. So I'm going to stamp this right in the middle over to the side-ish for my cute little gnome to sit beside. All right, so close this ink pad up. And let's move this out of the way. Set that aside and let's assemble our card while we're waiting for my ink just to have a few more moments to dry. So I have my insert piece and my little strip of Designer Series paper. And we're going to just decorate the inside of our card really quickly here with this. It just adds to it. All right, set that aside. I have already gone ahead and embossed my basic white with the Time Worn Type 3D embossing folder. This is carrying over. Yippee, I love this. Be aware that our Tombow liquid glue is going up $2. So I would highly suggest you stock up on some liquid glue before the new catalog. I use this. This is my adhesive of choice. All right, so I'm going to, with my strips of DSP or Designer Series paper, I'm taking and I am going to put one down on an angle, up higher. Then my other pattern is going to overlap and go down a smidge lower so that we've got that fun and interesting look to our card front. Now let's fold and burnish. My card base of choice is always thick basic white. All of the measurements, this is just standard, but all of the measurements will be found over on my website for you to easily recreate using any paper that you have, this kind of a layout. Just making sure that I am centered on here. Open that up and stick this in. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Here we go. So that is ready for our cute little gnome, and we need to color him. So my colors are for my flowers. The centers, I've got Daffodil Delight. I'm having it be daisies in our little gnome's beard. And our gnome, his skin tone is the 1000. That is the lightest in the light color combo. So his hands and his nose. And because there's no distinction for his beard, I'm coloring it in, and then I'm having it so that my beard comes up to his face, and then I'm going to lighten it up. All right, so let's do our light shaded spruce blend for his shirt. Being careful, I'm using the bullet tip end. I don't want green in his beard. There we go. And his pants and his hat are the Pale Papaya. Now this is an in color that is retiring. Fresh Freesia is part of this in color family that is carrying over, but Pale Papaya is not one of those colors that's carrying over. I happen to really like the Pale Papaya. So I will be sad to see this go. So that was the dark. Now I'm just coming in with a little bit of the light because I want it to have a little bit of definition there. So let's go ahead and do his hat now. So I'm creating a bit of dimension looking to his hat by adding on those fold lines. I'm adding the dark and I am extending it. Any of those lines that the Stampin' Up! Artists have added to that is what is going to be that crease. So let me zoom in a bit. There we go for coloring. So you can see I've got the dark. Now I'm going to come in with my light and go over that. Oh, I'm thinking that my light might be just about empty. And I'm going over those lines so that there's not a harsh, the edges, so it's not a harsh line there. And then of course that color will smooth out as it dries. But there you can see I've left the center area here. I've left it lighter so that that's where the light is hitting it. And now we're going to come in with our 500. This is in the medium blends collection of the natural tones. And to lighten up his beard, all I'm going to do is bring in that color lifter because I wanted it not super heavy, super dark. I wanted it kind of a little lighter. That's the beauty of the blends with the color lifters. You can move that color around to get it to change the tone. Like I said, this is not carrying over, and I am so sad. I love my gnomes. I will not be getting rid of. I will be holding on to these cutie pies. They will stay in my Stampin' stash so that I can continue to use them for fun personal projects. All right, so we're coming up here. All right, so to create that lighter look, I'm going to come in with my color lifter, like I said, because that's just, I don't like that harsh right there. So I'm coming right up, and you can go as heavy or as light with your color lifter. And it's just kind of moving that color around, getting rid of the intensity of the tone. All right, I'm going to call that good. Now let's do his shoes. So they are smoky slate, and let's just color the whole shoe in. And then we're going to come with their dark and give him some darker soles to his shoes. And then up top here as well. Then come back with, oops, the wrong end. Come back with the light. Blend out that line up top there just a bit. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to come back in with the pale, or the 1000, and I'm going to add a little bit more color to the bottom of his nose and right there where the shirt, his shirt is coming down. And he is colored and all ready to go. So let's zoom you back out and bring in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right, and I am going to, oops, this is the wrong die. Hold, please, whilst I grab my other die. There we go. That's the right die. Now I've got a little bit of my purple tape so that it doesn't jump around on me. Tape there. And there. All right. Bring this in. And when you're doing your sandwich, make sure your middle plate is not even with the other two, so it's like an E formation. And that way, see how smooth and easy that went through? That way you're not fighting with it. And there's our cutie pie. So we need some dimensionals. And our gnome here is popped up. So I'm just taking a look to see where, because part of him is not on, so I have to be aware of that. So we're putting a dimensional there and a dimensional there. And I think I can get one like that. And then I can always come in with my take your pick tool and add another dimensional where I need. So he's gonna go like so. Flip that over and I'm good. And I've got enough stability in there with those. All right, so one in the center and then go around. I do like my dimensionals. I like to make sure everything is popped up and not going to be all saggy anywhere. Give that a press down. Peel off my backings. If you have any questions at all, please reach out. And again, don't forget to click that subscribe button as well as that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. Please say hello. Let me know where you're coming from. Okay, we are adding a Night of Navy, the bordered ribbon. This is carrying over. I really like this stuff. And that is we're gonna get a glue dot and put that on there. And then that is going to go like so. Oop. There we go. And then the last thing is to add a few of these. I'm down to just the bottom little baby ones of the brushed brass butterflies. These are carrying over. So I didn't want to, a larger one would be better on here, but I didn't want to open up a fresh pack until this one here is done. So I'm adding 3 butterflies. So there we go. So 1, 2, and 3. There is our sweet little hello card with the friendly gnomes. The gnome dies and the biggest wish stamp set. All right, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to shop my online store if you live here in Canada and do not have a demonstrator that you currently work with. Have a great day and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.